Another runaway, we need to run away. Situations elevated since I love and needed saving. See the you all down the street, you just wanted affirmation. I was on the other line, but still miss your conversation. Guess I answered hoping you would say you're staying. A picture's worth 1,000 words, so let me paint the scene with 1,000 verbs that we...
Hey, what's going on everyone? My name is Joel, or NobodyEpic, and this is Unprofessional Advice. Now, I have some Advanced Warfare gameplay on the screen, and I have been having a lot of fun playing Advanced Warfare lately, especially with this new DLC gun they dropped, because I've been watching a lot of mob documentaries, and old school weapons are really cool to me, so that's why I like using the speakeasy. You like using it because it's overpowered! Yeah, that's true too, but I like this new M1, I can't even think of what it's called right now, the M1 little fucking Magnum thing, that's what it is. And it's fun as a primary, and I'm really enjoying it. And I've been noticing a lot of people actually don't really like Advanced Warfare gameplay, which, I mean, to each his own, but I think it's a top tier Call of Duty game, and it's kind of a controversial opinion, I even feel like, because a lot of people hate the exosuits, and I don't know, I really like the free range of movement. It's like a completely different game, and I don't think they did it perfectly, but for the first time that this studio has made this game, Sledgehammer, for this to be their first game, I think it's coming out of the park with a bang, but it's maybe 2 or 3 years too late, because I think Call of Duty, the narrative and the audience has changed for it in general. So, I don't know, that's my little Call of Duty spiel, and we will just get right into the unprofessional advice comments and questions and whatever you guys are thinking about. You guys drive the conversation of the series, so let's get into it right now. First things first, from Sean Rodriguez. He said, "This is going to be an odd comment, so prepare ESE." I don't know what that means. Do you believe that there is such a thing as a one true love? I feel there is not, but I also feel there are a lot of young people who have the idea that there is. People look to you with comfort, so spread your knowledge seed to these younglings. Thanks, love. Well, I definitely don't claim to be an expert in love. I'm getting married in the summer, and I'm very excited about that. I am getting married to a beautiful, wonderful woman who I love very much, and I find her to be a perfect balance. And I don't want this to sound controversial, or I don't know, it's all subjective, but I don't believe in the idea of one true love, but I do believe in the idea of a couple of true loves. What I mean, that sounds like, yo, you big pimping over there, how many loves you got? No, I think that there's just certain people who you are going to be, I guess, more likely to fall in love with, or the relationship works, because there's a few levels of love. I think of love as a pyramid, and you can only get to the top level of the pyramid with a few people. There's a ton of people that you can get these base levels on, but then it goes up and up. So what I mean by that is there's being attracted to somebody just by looking at them. That's very base, bottom pyramid type stuff, right? So there's going to be a certain number of girls in the world that you're attracted to. And then I would say the next tier is holding a conversation with a person, right? So there's a lot of hot girls, and there's a lot of dumb hot girls, and there's a lot of hot guys and a lot of hot dumb guys, right? So I remember thinking about this in high school too, where I'd be like, God, that girl's so hot, but man, I don't like talking to her. And that just, you know, say what you will, say, man, I don't need to talk to her to bang her, or whatever. I don't know what you would think, but being able to connect with someone on a mental level is way beyond a visual, physical type thing, and that's what leads to long-lasting romances and stuff like that, because looks fade, but you're going to have your mind for a while. And then third level, I don't know, I guess being there, this isn't something I thought out that I wrote down on my diary, which I did not have in the 7th grade because I played sports, but I just think of it as a tier system. I remember somebody speaking at a funeral about their dad telling them about these levels of love. So I kind of hijacked the idea, but in my head I thought, that's something that I've thought before. I just didn't really write it all out like this. But, you know, you have your attractiveness, and then talking to a person, and then I guess it goes deeper, like really caring about them, missing them, having a connection with their family, feeling like they support you in everything you do, being able to be far away from this person but still feel close to them. There's all these things that you can only get to that top level with a few people, in my opinion. And I don't know if I believe in one true love. I've only found one person in this lifetime that I've truly loved, but I know we've talked about before, and we don't like to. It's not like our casual dinner conversation or some really fun conversation to have, but I think it's important to have the conversation that, should one of us have an untimely demise, you want that other person to be happy, and there are other people out there in the world. Just as long as both of you are in this world and in this happy, blissful state, then you want to be with that person. So I guess the answer is yes and no. At least you can see my mind frame, right? You can see what my brain is thinking, even if I didn't answer that question really well. So let's move on to the next one. Next question is from Jeffrey Wilson. Hey, nobody, my question is, in high school, how bad of a thing is weed? More directly, how big of a deal is it if you personally don't smoke and don't want to, but someone you are interested in dating does? Should it be a straight no to avoid the pressure of it, or something like, as long as they don't pressure you? I would really love the advice. Thanks, nobody. So honestly, this is a question about your personal preference. I would say that if you don't smoke, I don't think it should be a problem for somebody else, and I don't think that would be a pressure situation, but again, it's all how you feel and how they feel. So if you're asking me personally how I feel about it, I don't smoke. I've never smoked for a couple of reasons. I am already incredibly lazy, and I feel like it would make me more lazy, and I don't really know what the other reason is. I guess I'm antisocial, and that's kind of a social thing to do. Like, if I'm not really going out to many social gatherings, I'm not going to have a lot of opportunities to smoke weed. So that's a lot of it, but I do get curious about it. It's not something I have on my to-do list or anything, but I do get curious about it just for the creativity aspect of it, changing your mind to a different state. And I definitely have a certain amount of anxiety I've been told it would help with, but at this point in my life, it's not something I'm really involved with, and it's not something I'm spending money on. I save all of my money for CSGO cases and other digital purchases that I will regret in 30 years. So in terms of my general opinion about it, I think that it should be legalized in the United States. I'm not saying it's a perfect, godly drug. I don't worship it. I do think that cannabis, especially the material, could be used in a lot of fabrics and a lot of other stuff that just is kind of, it's an industry that's completely untapped because this drug has been banned for so long and so many people have been prosecuted for it. It's just a fucking plant. I mean, so is cocaine, but it's just, I don't know. I'm a big, government, please stay out of my life type guy. And that whole, if someone wants to put that in their body, then they should be able to do it. If you're going to make anything illegal between alcohol and weed, alcohol should be illegal because of how I've definitely been drunk before. And I know how dangerous alcohol is. Think of how many car accidents we have due to drunk drivers every year versus how many do we have for people who smoke marijuana? I mean, which one inhibits you? Would that be the word, inhibits you? I don't know. Which one messes you up more? It definitely would be alcohol. So I don't know. Colorado has seen a huge boost, and I was in Colorado recently. There's a lot of people walking around shopping. People are smoking outside, and guess what? No one cared. It really is not that big of a deal. And I think about it from my state too. In Michigan, we just had this Proposal 1 that people voted on today, and the bill said we were going to raise our sales tax from 6% to 7% in order to pay for roads, because we have some of the worst roads in the entire country. And we have a lot of, first of all, we have a lot of money problems in general, and then we have very harsh winters, so that messes up roads, and the infrastructure of our state is terrible. So we were going to raise our sales tax to 7% and some other stuff. I don't know the full details, but a lot of people on the forums, I browse Michigan forums, oh God, I'm cool, they are talking about how we need to legalize marijuana, and that could contribute some tax dollars to the roads. And I don't think that's an end-all be-all solution, but it's definitely a lot better than raising the sales tax. And it takes away from the people we're putting in jail. I don't know, I'm rambling, I feel like, but I don't get it. That's one of those things where it's a real head scratcher to me why that is still an issue in the United States. Here's things that should not be an issue in the United States. We shouldn't still be talking about gay marriage. It should be legalized if the majority of people want it legalized, and same with marijuana. Let's move on to bigger things, economy, foreign issues. These are just, I feel like it's a waste of time. Every time I hear like court debates about it on television. I'm like, fuck, could we be talking about something else? This should be over. It's just one of those slow-moving government things we're going to look back on in 20 years and say, why didn't we do that sooner? And it's because it's the bureaucracy and the lobbyists and all that stuff. I don't know. But let's move on to a fun topic next. Last comment of the day. From Kyle97X, Joel, how far does your taste in music span? I.e., if I put my music on shuffle, it would go from Kendrick Lamar to Slipknot to Metallica to Justin Timberlake and so on. ... Just curious. Face with a tongue out. Mine spans from, let's see, I have mostly hip-hop and then a lot of alt. I've been listening to a lot of British rock and roll, mostly Arctic Monkeys and some other British bands similar to Arctic Monkeys. That's been my jam lately. A lot of alt, a lot of hip-hop. Motown, I do listen to a lot of Motown and some classic rock because my dad's a big classic rock guy, and I've been really into that in the past few years. What else? I listen to a lot of, I guess I would call it electro pop, where it's kind of dance music, usually with a female singer. So it's basically stuff I would be embarrassed to listen to in high school. No, I don't know. I did want to make another summer playlist. Some people have been asking for that. I remember, I don't even remember when I did. I think it was 2 years ago I made a video where I made a playlist for summer music, and I decided to do that again. So if you're into music and you want some new music, I linked the playlist in the description. And what you guys could do for me that would be super awesome, among leaving other comments that, whatever you guys are thinking about, please tell me some of your favorite music and leave it in the description, or not the description. That's my job, to put stuff in the description. Leave it in the comments what your favorite song is right now, and I will be browsing the comments and looking up all these songs and trying to find new favorite songs, because that's one of my favorite things to do. So if you want my summer 2015 playlist, I put that in the description. I haven't actually made it at the time I'm recording this, but right after I hit the stop button on the old Audacity recorder program, I'm going to hop on to 8 Tracks, or I think that website's still up. I don't know. I'll find a website to put a playlist together, and then I'll put that in the description for you guys if you want to check that out. Hope you guys enjoy Unprofessional Advice. I'm having way more fun doing it than I was just trying to think of other things to do and struggling with awkward situations. I don't know. The response seems kind of mixed, but I think we're getting there. I appreciate all you guys, and have a great day.
Another runaway.